What's poppin', people? It's Dante, walking around Philadelphia this morning, and I'm thinking about how I find motivation in street photography, right? How do I find the motivation to go out and to, practice my photography? So I'm a big believer that this stems through like a physiological thing where your body moving is the motivation, right? Your movement, right? The movement of your body. So what I do to get myself started in a pragmatic sense, and right, this is just for me, this is what I found that really works for me, and I'm really overjoyed and happy to share it because it really does work and gets me jump started in the beginning of the day. I like to wake up and get into a cold shower, stimulate your mind, stimulate your body, really give yourself that shock. It does wake you up and it really does get you going. Then I'll slam some black coffee. I've been drinking the Death Wish dark roast black coffee. It's super good. I like the dark roast. I gotta admit, I don't need flavor. Thirdly, I like to go and slam at least 2 liters of water, right? Get myself hydrated. I also enjoy doing some sort of fitness routine. So I do this like 5-minute pump, pull-ups, push-ups, pistol squats, yoga moves, very simple routine. I have it on my blog, you can check that out. And then I fast, right? I fast all day. So as soon as I'm done my exercise, I walk outside and get the day started. Fasting all day keeps me hungry, keeps me wanting more. Then I eat my big meal at night of at least 2 pounds of beef, red meat particularly. I find that that is the solution for me. I like to eat a lot of red meat, the carnivore diet, kimchi, and seaweed chips is a good combination to add some flavor. When you wrap the seaweed with kimchi and beef, yeah, it tastes like a Korean taco. It's super good. And that's like the physical sort of side of things where I kind of get my body moving, get myself attuned with my physical self to then go out and practice my photography. But in terms of like coming home, culling the photos, the whole sort of like photo part, yeah, I use the Ricoh small camera. It doesn't bog me down. I can keep shooting, put it in my pocket, throw it on the wrist. Small JPEG files allows me to have fast import speeds and pretty much unlimited storage because of the small files. So I like to shoot with the small JPEG. High contrast black and white basically simplifies things, so it allows me to go out there and to keep photographing and to remain curious because I'm abstracting reality around me, and I find it to be a very beautiful thing where I'm trying to get to the root of the medium, I like to say. And then in terms of publishing and sort of sharing work, I like to host my own website blog on wordpress.org using Bluehost. Just make your first name, last name.com on Bluehost or some other hosting services. Maybe Amazon's good. But I went with Bluehost. And then, yeah, back up everything. Use the Photos app to cull through your photos. Don't use Lightroom. Just go through the photos really, really quickly. It takes me 5 minutes. And then I put them in a folder, back everything up to Google Photos, publish them straight to the blog, and then you move on, right? And it's a way for you to sort of own the platform, own the place where you make the work. Making anything for Instagram and other platforms is kind of silly. I'm even kind of thinking YouTube's kind of whack, but the point of it is to keep propagating and to keep sharing and to keep different mirrors of the videos I create. So I have a YouTube, Video Press, Spotify podcast for me to then have multiple channels for my words and voice to be shared. Maybe the future could be some sort of slideshows with photography, but I've actually already sort of received this community guidelines strike or something for my work that I made in the West Bank. So I kind of feel like a bad taste in my mouth in terms of sharing photographs on YouTube. And this is kind of where, the motivation kind of dwindles when it comes to sharing, and why I believe in this whole website thing. I think websites are the future. Social media, there's too many gatekeepers and people that are in charge that censor work. So yeah, I think that's kind of a rundown on how I get myself motivated and how I share and how I sort of keep going and push with my process. And these are just some pragmatic things that work for me, so hopefully it can help one other person. And yeah, just know that art is subjective. There's no one way of doing things. I just think that, these kind of things really make a difference in my motivation to photograph. I've never felt so much happiness or joy or whatever. I don't even think happiness is the right word. I've never felt so much courage. I've never felt so much courage to just go out here and just share and to photograph and to interact with people and things like that. So yeah, I would leave it on that, right? In terms of motivation, physical movement, and courage.